Have you ever had one of those bosses? You know, the kind who thinks you should be grateful just to breathe the same air as them. Well, I did. His name was Mr. Harrison, and he was the reason my dream job turned into a daily nightmare. But the universe has a funny way of balancing the scales. I was the lead software engineer at a promising tech startup. We were working on a revolutionary project, something that was going to change the game in our industry. I poured my heart and soul into it. Late nights, weekends, you name it, I was there. I wasn't just an employee, I was a true believer in what we were building. The project was my baby. I designed the core architecture, wrote thousands of lines of critical code, and basically knew the entire system like the back of my hand. My team and I were a well-oiled machine, and despite the pressure, we loved the work. Then Mr. Harrison was hired as our new department head. From day one, it was clear he was all about image, not substance. He'd walk around with his chest puffed out, barking orders and taking credit for wins he had nothing to do with. He didn't understand the tech, not really. He just knew how to talk a big game in meetings with the executives. He'd ask for impossible deadlines, change project requirements on a whim, and then blame us when things got delayed. The team's morale started to plummet. Good people, talented engineers, started quietly updating their resumes. I tried to shield them as much as I could, acting as a buffer between his ridiculous demands and my team's sanity. The breaking point came on a Tuesday. I woke up feeling absolutely awful. A pounding headache, a fever, the whole works. I could barely sit up. I've always had a strong work ethic, and I've rarely taken a sick day in my entire career. But this was different. I was genuinely sick. I texted Mr. Harrison early in the morning, explaining the situation and letting him know I'd be online checking emails periodically, but that I needed to rest. His reply came almost instantly. "We have a major deadline. This is not a good time to be sick. I expect you in the office by 10 a.m. I was shocked. I reiterated that I had a high fever and was in no condition to come in. It wouldn't be productive, and I didn't want to get the whole office sick. His response: "Unacceptable. Your commitment to this project is clearly not what I thought it was. If you're not at your desk by 10, don't bother coming back at all." I couldn't believe it. I'd given everything to this company, and he was firing me over a legitimate sick day. A wave of anger, then a strange sense of calm washed over me. I typed back, "Understood. Please consider this my final communication. You'll find my equipment and access badge on my desk tomorrow." Then I turned off my phone, took some medicine, and went back to sleep. For the first time in months, I slept without a knot of anxiety in my stomach. The next day, my team members flooded my personal phone with messages. They were outraged. They told me Harrison had announced my departure in a team meeting, framing it as me abandoning the project at a critical time. He grandly declared that he would personally lead the team to victory. They said he was strutting around like he'd won a major battle. I wished them the best and told them to hang in there. Fast forward 1 month. I was actually enjoying my time off. I was catching up on personal projects, reconnecting with friends, and had already started interviewing with some exciting new companies. The job market was hot for someone with my skills. One evening, an unknown number called my phone. I ignored it. It called again and again. Finally, annoyed, I picked up "Hello." The voice on the other end was frantic. "It's Harrison. We have a problem. A huge problem." I almost laughed. I just said, I believe you have the wrong number. I don't work for you anymore. No, wait, please. He begged, his usual arrogance completely gone. The system, it crashed. The entire server went down during a demo for our biggest potential investor. Nothing is working. No one knows how to fix it. The backup protocols you set up, no one can figure them out. I could hear the sheer panic in his voice. I could also hear the distant yelling of what sounded like a very angry CEO in the background. It was a beautiful symphony of chaos. That sounds like a difficult situation, I said, keeping my voice level and calm. I'm sure a leader of your caliber can handle it. Please, he whimpered. The investors are about to walk. My job is on the line. The whole company's future is on the line. We need you. What's your price? I'll pay anything. Just name it. This was the moment I had been subconsciously waiting for. It was better than I ever imagined. I let the silence hang in the air for a few deliciously long seconds. All right, mister. Harrison, I finally said. Here are my terms. I will work as a consultant, and my rate is $1,000 per hour, with a 10-hour minimum paid upfront. All communication will be through email, and I will work remotely. You will also send a company-wide email, with the CEO and all executives copied, apologizing for my wrongful termination and acknowledging my critical role in developing the system. Those are my terms. They are non-negotiable. There was a sputtering noise on the other end. 1,000 an hour. That's insane. It's the price for unacceptable commitment, Murdoch Harrison. You have 5 minutes to wire the $10,000 deposit to my account and send that email. Otherwise, you're on your own. The clock is ticking. I hung up. I wasn't bluffing. I honestly didn't care if he took the deal or not. I was ready to move on. But less than 5 minutes later, my phone pinged. A bank notification, $10,000 deposited. A moment after that, an email notification. The subject line, an apology and clarification regarding a valued former employee. I opened the email. It was a masterpiece of groveling. Harrison had written every single word I demanded, admitting his mistake and praising my contributions. It was copied to the entire company. So I logged in. The problem was exactly what I suspected it might be, a classic rookie mistake in a server migration that Harrison had probably ordered without understanding the consequences. It was a complex issue, but for me, the architect of the system, it was straightforward. I spent about 2 hours fixing the core issue, restoring the data from the backups I had meticulously designed, and implementing a patch to prevent it from happening again. Then I wrote up a simple invoice for my 2 hours of work, sent it off, logged out, and went to make dinner. The next morning, I had several job offers, one of which came from the very investor who had witnessed the crash. Apparently, he was so impressed by the miraculous recovery and the story behind it that he wanted me on his team. My old boss, Murdoch Harrison? I heard through the grapevine that he was fired the day after the incident. They said his lack of technical oversight and poor personnel management cost the company dearly. Sometimes, taking a sick day can be the healthiest decision you ever make. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more. See you next time.